Like this video and subscribe to the channel right now, and get 1 week of amazing luck. When people laugh at you for doing the right thing, pause a little, wink at them, and continue like nowhere in the ark. In this video we will talk about people who did the things that shocked their neighbors. Here are the 12 times people did crazy things and had the last laugh. Number 12. Bottle bamboo house. Sometimes we assume building flood-resistant homes should be extremely expensive, however, that is not the case. Floods and other extreme weather situations are still navigated by people in undeveloped nations. Residents of Bangladesh's capital city of Dhaka aren't always at the mercy of sweeping floods thanks to a plan developed by Prafulla Prosen to safeguard the most vulnerable. He took 2 bamboos and set them next to one another. Over 8,000 empty bottles were placed inside each bamboo frame. The red brick core was then positioned on either side by them. This design's responsiveness to flooding is what distinguishes it from others. The structure goes up when the water level rises and floats on the water thanks to the empty bottles. The house occupants are kept as high as 12 feet above the water. When the water recedes, the home gradually comes back to the ground. This trick reduces flood damage and saves lives. If it's commercially available in rural areas in Bangladesh, the adverse effects of the flood would be curbed. Number 11. The smart house. You can never be too prepared, say people who reside in disaster-prone areas. By that, I mean that nature has a tendency of providing us with a lot more than we anticipate. George Paul's parents lost their vacation house to Hurricane Hugo in 1989, which devastated his family and inspired the young guy to adopt new perspectives. In order to withstand any storm that might come his way, he came up with the idea of a dome-shaped dwelling. He began by inflating a contraption known as air foam to a height of 37 feet, after which he coated the interior with concrete and lined it with steel. Everyone who witnessed this believed the notion was ridiculous since they failed to recognize the long-term advantages. Since the house is one solid piece, it is unlikely that any of its components would be carried away by the hurricane. Additionally, the basement contains apertures that let wind and water pass without harming the structure. This building has survived numerous hurricanes, including Florence in 2018. Number 10. Old Water Tower. A historic water tower in Belgium known only as Chateau d'Eau was converted into a living residence by architect Mario Brigham of BAM Design Studio. The tower, which stands 30 meters tall and was constructed between 1938 and 1941, has been transformed into a high-tech modern home with all of the amenities of a typical house. The 6-story buildings outside was renovated before the inside renovation, which started in 2007, and included a bedroom, bathroom, storage area, and a panoramic terrace. After the damaged concrete columns were repaired and painted, Brigham and his team got to work on the interior design. The floor-to-ceiling windows in the top story were enlarged, and the brick seams were completely eliminated and rebuilt. There are many enticing features in water tower homes intended for a single family, as well as a few genuinely distinctive qualities that appeal to all homeowners. Modern technology and a complex demotic system are installed in the home, enabling you to control various parts of it. This can include changing the lighting's color and brightness as well as each room's temperature and the level of music being played through a sound system. Number 9. The Carrot House. Carrot House is a Warsaw-based building and art project. It was created by Jakub Seasoning of the Central Architecture Company and has been dubbed the world's narrowest home. Measuring 92 millimeters at its narrowest point and 152 centimeters at its broadest. The 2-story art piece was named after the building's first resident, Israeli writer and filmmaker Edgar Carrot. The 2-story iron building features 1 bedroom, a kitchen, a bathroom, and a living space. It contains 2 non-opening windows as well as transparent glass panels on the walls that let light in. The whole inside is painted white and power is provided by a nearby structure. The residence has its own water and sewage system and isn't connected to the city's water supply. The structure can only fit a tiny 2-beverage refrigerator due to its limited size, and inhabitants must go from level to level via a ladder. The entrance is accessed by retractable steps that, when closed, transform into a living space. The Warsaw Town Hall and the Polish Modern Art Foundation aided in the construction of the Carrot House. Even though it is being used as a dwelling, the house is designed as an art installation. Since it does not fulfill Polish construction regulations, it was recognized as one of the most iconic residences in the world by the architecture portal Iconic Houses in 2019 and was featured on a list of worldwide projects honored by the platform. Number 8. The Flintstones House. The Flintstones made Stone Age living appealing with their foot-powered automobiles and primordial pals. Who wouldn't want a pet dinosaur that plays frisbee? You now have the opportunity to meet the Flintstones, or at least the real-life replica of their home. The Battle Rock home inspired this 2,500 square foot bespoke mansion, which was initially created for TV celebrity Dick Clark to fit in with its rugged surroundings in the Malibu Hills. It's not just the facade, which includes a private beach and stunning vistas, that evokes Fred and Wilma's Stone Age home from floor to ceiling. The inside is covered with stone-like elements, including furnishings and a cleverly cut window that matches the cartoon. A dinosaur waste chute, a pet saber-tooth, and a woolly mammoth vacuum cleaner are extras you'll have to bring along yourself. Number 7. Upside Down House. The peculiar residence was created by Polish architects Claudius Golos and Sebastian Makiszuk as a part of the Die Welt Stithkopf project. The world upside down attempts to provide visitors with a new perspective on everyday items. The external steps in the attic, which serve as the ground floor entrance, and the upside down benches, wheelbarrows, and bicycles that line the outer walls of the inverted ground floor, are the only items in the trash and hide house that hasn't been turned upside down. Things start to get weird once you're inside in this upside down world. Sofas, kitchen furniture, potted plants, and artworks are all inverted and hanging above you as you stand on the ceiling. You almost expect water to pour down from the overturned toilet inside the bathroom. Even the drapes are fastened in such a way that it appears as though gravity has turned you about. Number 6. Dumpster Home. A lot of people in the history of NYC have lived in dumpsters over the years, but not usually hip and successful artists from California. However, one California designer has transformed one of those ubiquitous steel garbage cans into a one-of-a-kind living space that he calls home whenever he visits New York. And Clown's $4,000 investment in the unconventional lodgings is only little more than Manhattan's typical monthly rent. When a reporter stopped by to have a look at his place, the 42-year-old Oakland artist replied, "Home sweet home." It didn't take long for the tour to be completed. Clown's abode, which is now parked in the garden of the Pioneer Works, a Red Hook arts facility, is just 6 feet by 6 feet. He described it as about the same size as a camping tent. Clown claimed, however, that it has most of the conveniences of home in one corner. There's a little kitchen with a microwave and a propane-powered mini stove. A modest sitting area is available. There's also a tiny sleeping room with storage beneath it. Once again, the emphasis is on the tiny 6-gallon rainwater tank on the roof that provides water for the small toilet and an outdoor shower. Padding is used to insulate the walls, which are painted in a trendy black and red color scheme. It's perfect for this weather. Clown added, "It's not too warm nor too cold, although I've never lived through a New York winter in this." Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take me 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal: you just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribes button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 15 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 5. Cow House. Being the best life student, you must be open to both learning and unlearning. When they constructed the cow house, some Spanish architects were attempting to achieve this. They wanted something unique because they had built similar residences the year before. They desired to build homes out of concrete, straw, and cattle. Off the shore of Costa Morte, they first cleared a plot of land, which they then filled with hay bales. With soil and concrete, they covered the hay and gave it a year to cure. Then they excavated the area and discovered a compact straw belt with a volume of 1,700 cubic feet. They asked a low, skinny cow to come feast on the bell. The animal would not bother to inquire as to why a random architect wanted to feed him, because he was delighted by such an invitation. After that, the surroundings were nicer and more conducive to the kind of building they were looking to do. What remained was a singular form with breathtaking views that could survive anything life might throw at it. Number 4. Foiled fire. Californian authorities may have engaged in and triumphed in a number of fights, but they have successfully resisted fire for the longest time. Losses from this catastrophe were hundreds of billions of dollars. The state suffered a loss of nearly $400 billion due to the fire in 2018 alone. When the fire control team realized they would lose 5 significant caverns in the Sierra National Forest, it became a national catastrophe. They wrapped them with fireproof wrap in an effort to save them. Despite their name, they are not fully fireproof. Instead, they shield the forest's buildings from heat damage. To their greatest shock, these wraps protected the area from the actual fire. Because of the success of this strategy, many fire management services started using it to protect values. Unfortunately, these ramps come at a high cost of about $750 or more. Well, I'm sure you'd prefer these things than allowing your property to be caught up in an inferno. Number 2. Master House. Natural disasters like hurricanes are nearly routine for Florida residents. They built a robust home on the seaside, making a few alterations when warnings are given and being ready when they think one tragedy was coming. LeBron Lowy came up with the idea for this home because he realized that something needed to be done. Residents attacked him for not adhering to Florida's anti-hurricane rules when the building started, since it was built differently from other structures on the beach. You'll understand what makes it special when you see it for yourself. He was sure that what he had was better than what the government had prescribed. He abandoned all the protocols as a result and kept creating what was beneficial to him. His house had a 400-foot concrete pile buried deep in the foundation, among other characteristics. In order to add strength, the house also includes a 1-foot-thick concrete wall. Additionally, 3,000 hurricane clips were placed to preserve the roof from collapsing during strong storms. Number 1. Quick boat. People who live in flood-prone locations will inevitably own a boat or know someone who does. In an emergency, it also helps to defend your life as well as your personal property. Owning a boat is one thing, but being able to use it in an emergency is quite another. In that situation, we can query its significance. What if I told you that there is a device that enables you to leave a dangerous area and go to a safer location? If you believe the danger is approaching, you can take the fast boat anywhere because it folds up and fits into a bag. It simply takes 3 minutes to set up, requires no special tools to install, is tough, and makes use of Kelver's top-notch glass foam cores and armor coverings. It is the most important item you require in order to flee a flood in your neighborhood. One can fit 4 people at once and can be kept in the trunk of your car or house. The rest of the family can be paddled to safety by an older individual if you have a larger family.